ready to break it down like Napoleon and Hegel. Rob Cesternino, hello everybody. Welcome to RHAP Live in New Orleans, Louisiana. Wow. All right. Thank you for that introduction. Wow. All right. Are y'all ready for this? Well, it is such an honor, such a thrill to be back here in New Orleans, and this night could not have been possible without our host here for this event. Please welcome, from Survivor 43, our great friend, Owen Knight. What a journey it's been to get here.
We're here, though.
Give it up for Owen.
This is awesome, man. Thank you for coming here. And you
Thank-
only mispronounced New Orleans twice, so
Yeah.
we're working on it. We're getting
Working
there.
on it.
We're getting there.
Working on it. Okay. Owen, wow, what a ride this has been to get us here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. When I was a patron back in 2017, when I joined, I hopped on a Facebook Friday and I said, Rob, you should come to New Orleans sometime.
Yep.
And here we are. There's like damn near 400 people here. This is beyond my expectations. Thank you all so much for coming here. Like, this is incredible. I'm so happy to share this city with you, and it's gonna be it's already been a great night, but we're still rolling.
And we could not have done any of this without the work that you and your fiance Sammy have
The work
put
that Sammy
into
did. Sammy,
Yes.
she's the real hero. I didn't do anything.
But we're so grateful for everything you did to get us here, but what a night of Survivor we have to talk about.
Oh my God, what an episode. That was electric. That try, oh my God. Like, on one hand, I was like ready to cry because I love Emily, but on the other, that was like watching a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Like, y'all exploded out there. It was crazy.
It was wild. I can't believe that Emily is out of the game.
I know.
And what a couple of weeks that this has been on Survivor, where, you know, it really was back to last week, where Bruce got voted out, didn't play the idol. Emily's big move.
Big move. Yeah,
And
she convinced him.
And we debated it all week. And I really was on the side of like, well, I think it was probably the right move.
I thought it was too. I really thought that was astute, but I think we saw at the beginning of the episode her telling everyone. It was giving a little bit of shades of Denise, like naming herself the Queen Slayer and inviting everyone to put a target on. And it got everyone's wheels turning. But I thought it was great last week. I thought she'd fare better.
Yeah, I can't believe after last week, Emily is out. We have so much to talk through. So why don't we welcome some of our friends? And now, Owen is, first off, beloved by all the survivors.
I love you all.
Has a ton of house guests.
A lot of house. We got 6 staying in our apartment. It's a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's been a
He
little
has
tight.
a literal tribe at his house.
Yeah, it's been so fun though. Best slumber party ever.
And so I thought this would be a great way to get this started. Why don't we bring in some of Owen's castmates from Survivor 43?
Let's do it.
Let's welcome. Are we ready to go? Yeah. No, wrong way. It's Cassidy, Dwight, James, and Lindsay.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, okay. We got mics on both sides. Here he is. And Lindsay. How are you? All right, look at this. This is as close as we got to the reunion show.
That would have been nice.
That would have been nice, yes, okay. All right, wow. Cassidy, what's your reaction to Emily?
Listen, I'm devastated. Emily was my girl. I was rooting for her. Obviously, she's a queen, we all know. And I mean, it was a good episode, but it was sad to see her go with one vote. That must haunt you, you know? So.
Yeah. How many people thought Austin was done tonight?
I did.
I thought so.
I did. And I was ready to ask Dwight if he was going to console Austin about giving away an idol and it leading to his demise. I was ready to roast you.
I will never live that down, will I?
No, you never will.
Yeah,
you never will.
That's so fair. No,
But-
I really thought it was going to be Austin because, like, with his idol expiring at 6, with this being around a 7, a lot of players sometimes, they see the expiration date of their idol thinking, oh, if I make it to this, I'm guaranteed safe, so they don't want to play it the round before. And I've seen that happen with, like, I think it was John on Blood vs. Water. He had his idol at 6, expires at 5, got voted out at 6 with that idol. Happens a few times as well. So him hitting the expiration date soon, I really thought it was going to be him and not play it out of a sense of, I'm going to make it this next 2 rounds by holding on to it, and thank God he survived for him.
Okay, so Austin gave this idol to Dee, and we've been talking about this on the podcast to Julie, and he gave the idol to Julie, and people kept saying like, well, Julie still has Austin's idol. I said, no, he just gave it to her for that she's not keeping it. That wasn't for permanent, but it was, and he couldn't get it back. James, how does this happen?
So, I think this is an interesting point in Survivor, right? Where I think people have seen people give people idols and, oh, I'm letting you hold it. But,
Never seen it before.
of course you haven't seen it. Now, I think what's happening now is the question is, why are you going to give that idol back? Now, this raises a completely different question with the quote-unquote knowledge is power in the game. Now it's like, so, you have a precedent of not giving an idol back. So would you rather someone take an idol from you or give your idol to somebody else and them not give the idol back? What is the difference?
I mean, also it's, do you want an enemy to steal it from you or do you want your ally to hold on to it? Because, Austin gave it to Julie when they were really close allies in fear of, maybe someone else might take it from him and that person who takes it will never give it back to him because that person might be an enemy of Austin. So,
I don't know. I think I would just demand it back. I'd be like, "What are we doing? What
yeah,
are we doing?
so
This
true.
is
Hold
fine.
Hold on.
What are we doing?
Okay.
Because
All
it's not about trust. Like, I gave it to you for this vote, and you should be appreciative of just that. The fact that you expect it to be yours after, and if I ask you for it back, that doesn't make me sketchy or a bad ally.
You need
It
a
was
contract.
Yeah, it was like so.
But I don't think it's that. I honestly think that it shows how powerful Julie is in the game.
Maybe,
in the sense that of course you're not going to ask Mama J for the idol back. Do I honestly think that if it was anyone else that Austin probably would have asked for it back? Yes. But I think it speaks to the game that Julie's playing. I think she's playing an incredible game. So many times we see
100%.
older women make it to the end and they just can't finish, right? They never get the votes. And we're seeing Julie play a completely different game. And as an older woman and a mom, it is so refreshing to see Julie get the credit that she deserves.
Okay, Lindsay. Yeah, Julie, this was Julie's coming out party, I felt like tonight.
Yeah.
But Lindsay, what are you seeing that Julie is doing that they're talking about Julie in ways of we can't beat her, we have to get her out, she's the biggest threat out here?
Yeah. I mean, I think historically speaking, in the past, we've seen a lot of women older women be taken to the end knowing that they're going to make it to the end and they're not going to get the votes. And I'm really excited to see the fact that a lot of people are taking Julie's game seriously. One of the things that's frustrating for me is when I'm watching what's going on between Austin and Dee and Julie and Drew, I was kind of hoping that that's what we were going to have in the game. And I felt what the heck, guys? Why? Why
What the hell,
shouldn't we
Kelly?
get there? That should have
Yeah.
been the
What's up with that?
I watched Julie and Dee, and I'm like, that should have been me and Lindsay.
I know.
It crushes
Because
me.
I feel like we could have been there. We
could
just
have been
didn't
there.
have that opportunity. So I hate that we didn't get there, but I am so excited to see it happen this season.
I'm excited to see them get there too. I'm very excited to see them get there too.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the Rebas for sticking together. I think there's this antsiness about the new era and this need to feel like you need to make a big move, and the fact that they've held strong this whole time until now. And I'm so excited to see what happens next week now that there is this line in the sand. Julie's coming in like with her pants on fire. It's going to be exciting to see how she feels and how she reacts and how Dee's going to like play this under the radar. I think Dee played tremendously tonight. There were some moments where I was a little worried that she gave too much power to Julie, and I was expecting Austin to go, but I think now she's going to be able to lie low amongst everybody else since she was part of the Julie slew of votes there. So it should be cool to see.
Now, do we think that Julie, who could have voted out Austin at this tribal council, did Julie make the right decision not to vote out Austin at this tribal council? That she could have decided Austin or Emily, she picked Emily.
I think Julie did the right thing. She has obvious targets in front of her. You keep targets in front of you. I'm all about keeping big targets in front of you. That's just my thought process. You have Jake Couture as possible targets. You then alienate, and you have the option to vote somebody out, but not voting someone out is actually a sign of loyalty. Austin didn't try to take a shot at her. Drew did. So she had enough information to understand that Drew took the shot, and now as you see, I don't think it's going to be an Austin-Julie war. I think it's going to be a Drew-Julie war.
Yeah.
And leaking information is the same as telling information. He told Dee, knowing that Dee's going to tell Julie. That's a declaration of war against Drew. Point blank, period.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, you give a point that keeping bigger targets in front of you. I think Julie became the biggest target with this, but she's going to have Dee on her side 100%, who's going to bring Austin over. So they have 3 out of 6 votes going forwards now. And I don't think there's a world in which Julie goes home in, like, the next vote. Even though she's, like, technically defenseless, there's no shot in the dark anymore. That expires at 7, right?
6.
Oh, is it 6? Okay, so she's technically gonna play it again. But yeah, I think she's safe going into this next route. Just she has the people on her side. Julie, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Cassidy, so that no Reba went home tonight, but is the Reba 4 still a 4?
I mean, I think there's some strong players on the Reba 4, and I think that there has been a line drawn in the sand. And when you're getting this close to the end, if you know that somebody's coming after, like, for Julie and Dee, it's like it probably feels like a shot to both of them. And so feeling like half of your alliance is coming after you, I think that's when war begins. And I don't know if you can go get back to that trust that you had before this, because all of these things were plotted behind your back when you had already made a Final Four deal. I just don't know if they're ever gonna get back to the 4, you know? And it would be interesting to see it kind of, because it's players like Coutura and Jake, and, you know, before it was Emily, but they're still kind of hanging in there, right? And sometimes when the core alliance breaks up and just like, or blows up towards the end, that's when those players can kind of sneak in and make their way to the end. And that's how players like that who feel like they have no chance coming into it, they can get power and potentially win, you know? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see if the Reba 4 does continue to dismantle and we see some.
I think a Reba goes next.
Yeah.
I think it cracked. I think tonight was the breaking point.
Yeah.
I agree. You can't unring the bell on that one. The line has been drawn. There you go. No. Undo it. Oh, we can't. But no, I mean, there's no going back. There's only, 4 days left now? Like, it's down to the wire here, the final stretch, and now people are trying to think, how can I win? Who do I want to sit next to? Like you saw in the episode, there was a definite mental shift of going from, I don't want to go home, to now I want to set myself up well to have the best final 3 possible. And I think they're all in that headspace now. The gas is on, like they're going. Yeah.
Lindsay, can Julie win the game?
I mean, not at the threat level that she's at right now and the way that people are identifying her. Everyone has specifically said they do not want to sit next to her at the end. And I think when you look at like who the decision makers are for every single vote, you've got 2 different paths that you can take. One, you can either take people that you want to go to the end with that you know aren't going to get the votes, or you can take people that you feel like are worthy of winning, and then it's kind of like, may the best man win. And honestly, like, I am the type of person, I'm the type of competitor where I'm like, I want to take the top 3 players and let the best man win, in the sense that, like, it doesn't matter how good everyone else's game is. I firmly believe that, like, my game's the best. So again, I would have taken you 2 to the end.
The best person.
You guys know what I'm saying. Whatever.
Not the best man, the best person. I'm joking. I love you.
But I think it really depends on like who the decision makers are in the next couple of episodes. Like, who do they want to take to the end? Do they want to take people that they know aren't going to get the votes, or do they want to stay loyal to like who they've been in alliance with and just made the best man win? And I personally feel like that's what they're going to do.
Owen, I have no idea who's going to win.
I
was gonna
truly
say
don't.
Emily's the winner, but if you ask me at 6 o'clock tonight who's gonna win the season,
That's what I would've
probably
said.
Emily. I think she's got the.
Yeah.
Emily has the winner's edit. I think so.
We love you, Emily.
I was totally team Emily till now, and I mean we saw with
It's like
our
it's kind of
season-
obvious now. Emily's gonna win.
we saw with our season too, like so much happened in those last 2 episodes, the final 6, final 5, final 4. Jesse made his big move on Cody. He played the idol shenanigans, and then that left Carla exposed to go home at 5. Like that dictated the end of the game, and that allowed me and Cass to slither to the end and make it to final tribal. And honestly, I don't know if this is a crazy take, but I'm curious because 45, the last season they finished was ours, 43.
Yeah.
They saw part of 44, but I'm curious if like Gabler winning in his social game gave credence to Julie's threat level as a social threat and like showing people that social game has a huge amount of importance.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'm totally like out on a wild hair here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Owen said that perfectly. I feel like the evaluation of what a Survivor winner is in a new era has to be completely different. And you have to think about that while playing the game. And I think now the new era, they saw at least 3 seasons that has actually been what has taken place.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about, oh, you deserve to win, they should win. We've seen that, quote unquote, the people that, oh, you shouldn't win have won the game. So now the paradigm is shifting. I feel like they're playing that way. But I also think that everybody thinks they have a shot now too. And that opens up the game for moves to be made now decisively to get to the ends.
I think any of these 6 can win. I really do now.
same.
It's real
It's been
crazy.
a hell of a season.
I'll be happy with any of them, so I'm rooting for all of you.
I do think there is going to be a winner this year, and it's going to be a big paradigm shift. And I feel like there's going to be a new person it's going to be someone I don't think the winner of the season is going to be expected right now.
Okay. Well, you want to make a guess?
I will not make a guess. I do think a queen will be crowned this year.
All right, you heard it here first.
We need a
Somebody
queen.
will win Survivor 2 weeks from tonight.
That's it. The queen will be crowned. That's all I think.
Okay. Dwight, you have a pick?
For winner,
Yeah.
I'm between Julie or D personally. I'd pick D right now.
Okay. Cassidy.
I think I really bonded with Coutura this episode. Oh, like just from her story, I have like a weirdly similar past.
Was that?
And so I'm gonna have a hot take.
Can we
and I'm
give it
gonna-
up for Coutura
and
wherever
I'm
she
gonna say,
is?
Nikki Coutura.
Okay. All right. Well, anything else about this great episode of Survivor tonight? Okay, we've got so many people to get to. I wish we had more time. Give it up for all of the Survivor 43. Thank you all so
Crushed
much.
it.
And we'll see you later, okay? All right. Yeah. Also, this amazing crowd, give it up for yourselves.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can see y'all. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
I just got a tweet from Shane Powers, and he wanted to thank everybody who's not talking during the show. He said you all are doing amazing. Thanks to all the people that are not talking in the audience. I'm not sure where he is. Okay. All right.
He is in the wind somewhere.
Well, all right. We've got
More friends.
another fun group of people to come out. We've actually got 66% of a whole tribe from Survivor 44. Let's welcome the Soka tribe.
Let's go.
It's Franny and Matt and Josh and Heidi.
Give that to Rob.
Okay.
Yes. How are you doing?
We're great. Happy to be back together. Soka reunited once more. 66%. It's pretty good.
66%. It's a quick math on my part.
66%.
Points
Yes.
pretty
good.
Yeah.
Yes. Heidi, how are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for having me. I love seeing everyone. Yes.
Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody. How
Looking
are you?
fabulous,
You guys are
Josh, by the way.
beautiful. Oh my God, hi.
Yes, first guest of the night to bring a cocktail to the stage.
There you go.
Making history.
You're welcome.
And Matt and Franny.
Frankenship.
Boy, Matt and Franny, are you two feeling the heat?
I'm getting tense. I'm feeling like I feel like we're about to be usurped. What's happening? They watched the start of 44 and they were like, "Oh, a showmance. That's not a bad idea." It's very interesting. Very interesting with Dustin.
Dawson.
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 I saw on Twitter Destiny.
Destiny.
Like Destiny. You know, I don't know.
Matt, what do you make of this?
I'm getting a little hot and bothered, if I'm being honest. It's bringing me back. We had those beach nights.
Okay, next group. Let's go.
They were hot and steamy.
All right, so I have something to tell you, right?
Okay, Heidi.
I think when we started at Soca, which they didn't show a whole lot of Soca, but we had a lot of fun too. But from the get-go, I knew this was gonna be a thing before they knew it was gonna be a thing.
Oh,
it was
really?
so obvious.
We saw Kendra call it a couple episodes
That's
ago.
what I was gonna say. Maybe the other people know it before the people in the showmance know it. It's like it's a premonition type thing.
It's legit. And like, you know, when you sleep like next to each other, we're like, okay, we know this is happening, right? Like, it was obvious from the get-go. Just saying.
Cuddle buddies.
Okay, well, let me ask the people that were there when this was brewing, okay? How come the players in this season, other than Kendra, who's called it, how come they're not worried about this? We're down to the final 6.
I don't know, but when we saw it, we're like, Survivor 101, do not have a showmance or like too obvious or of a pair, because it will come to an end.
That's
at
what
some
I thought
point.
too.
Definitely a red flag.
And can I ask a question, Owen?
Yes, sir.
Where was my trigger warning for Robin Amber flashbacks?
I know, we gotta call CBS and get a disclaimer on
What
there
the
for you.
freaking hell?
They're gonna do it. They're gonna vote you out. It's unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry you had to go through that tonight. I know that wasn't what you signed up for.
It's like, no, we know who Robin Amber are. We didn't need the flashback.
Just in the bed of the pickup truck, hanging out, just living their dreams, man.
Yeah, what the hell, guys?
So do y'all two think now that Dee and Austin, like, now that we're getting down to 6, they make up a third of the remaining players, like, is that gonna sound alarm bells for the other 4?
I don't know. It depends on if others besides Kendra are seeing this. It sort of seems like they're being more subtle than we were, so they're doing better than us. But I think
That's
it's all going
right.
to depend on which, you know, the bar was low. But it's going to depend on if people see them as a pair, and I don't know that people are. It seems like until this episode, this is the first time Austin's name has come up at all. And it's curious that nobody's mentioned that before, and I feel like it would have been a bigger thing if people were noticing.
But, you know, it's not really my place to DTR with them, okay? But do you feel like, are they really, like, they came and said that they were each other's number 1 in this episode, but, like, is it like an actual, like, romance on the island, or is it like, hey, like, we could maybe explore this after the show?
Yeah, I'm wondering. We have Austin being like, so Robin Amber, you remember that? And Dee's like, okay, so final 2? Like, I feel like they're on different, tracks in
Straight to
terms of, which is
business.
kind of what we were doing too. You were googly eyes, and I was like, excellent, an alliance mate. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out for them.
Heidi, not to get too far ahead, but as I was saying, the 45ers didn't get to see you win the Final 4 immunity and take off the necklace, pull off the Underwood.
Yeah.
That was badass, by the way. That was something I wanted to do, and I wished I had gotten the chance to. Do you think someone might feel that they should do that? Like, obviously, if I'm Jake, who, by the way, I love, that's my fellow Charlie Brown right there. Like, I think Jake would, obviously, but I'm curious if you think that could happen again this year.
Oh, I hope so. Now, don't break my record, okay? No, but I really do. So let's be honest. I knew I was against 3 Ticas in the Final 4, right? So I knew I had to do something big to, at the very least, try. So yeah, that was my move, and I really, really hope that it sets a precedent for the future. Like sometimes you gotta take big risk, and it didn't pay off for me, but I really hope it pays off for the next person. So
Now,
yes.
Heidi, did you like it when Coutura said that she wishes that there was no Final Four fire making?
No. No, I don't make the rules, right? So I was playing the games by the rules they were there. And so, of course, I knew fire would come, so I was ready for it. Yeah, so much to talk about that, but it's a good moment for me, and I really hope someone does it again this year.
Yeah.
Although they didn't see me, but I really hope it happens.
It's out there now.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that Julie made the right decision?
No.
Okay.
Without thinking about it. She said no.
I do. I hate to say it, but I do. I think she probably can see she's at the bottom of the 4, right? And instead, she went with them. So it's like you just gotta have to break through and try to go the other side to not stay at the bottom. I think she didn't do the right thing, but we'll see what happens, right? I really think she should have gone for Austin.
So, Josh, I had thought when we saw this happen, I wonder how much Dee played a role in Julie. You cannot do this.
Yeah.
Do not do this tonight. And I felt like that, not to take anything away from Julie and her decision, but I felt like that Dee might have played a really strong role in ultimately, like, you are my number one. You cannot do this. This would ruin my game if you did this.
Right. I mean, Dee was right the whole way. I would have voted out Austin in my regard. I would have, if I was in Julie's situation, but Dee did what she had to do, honestly.
Now, props for Dee to tell Julie, right?
Seriously, she did.
Tell Julie, and she voted for Julie. So for a second, I was like, she needs to vote for Julie too, so she doesn't show her cards, and she did. So props to Dee to do that.
Yeah, and for her also making Austin feel so comfortable that he's like, no, I don't think she would tell Julie. She told Julie to her face that Austin is her number one, which I thought was very bold. But then that Austin feels that comfortable when Drew came up to ask him about spilling the beans, he's like, no, it's fine, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, there's a point where Dee and Julie are talking about it, and Julie just gets this look on her face. And it was just like where, Julie has been like so reserved, but then she has these moments where she's just like wild and ready to go. And then and Dee can see this look in her eyes, like, no, you cannot do this. But I think that Dee and Julie must have had that conversation because Dee feels so comfortable as to put the vote on Julie, which I think is also something that, while I don't even think they saw this, I think this is something that is in the ether where we saw where Jam Jam and Carson, when they knew the idol was gonna get played on you, they also put their votes on you to hide what they were doing, and Dee does the same thing. So I think if Dee was at all feeling like that Julie might do something wild, she could put a vote on Emily.
Absolutely. I think Dee made a wonderful decision here. And what's interesting about this move is I think it gives both Dee and Julie something to talk about if they get to the end, right? Dee can say, I kind of orchestrated this. Julie can say, hey, I had a choice. I could have gone with what you were saying and voted out Emily, or I could have voted out Austin, and I chose not to, and here's why. But ultimately, I think Dee, choosing to continue to vote for Julie, and Dee's a really good actress. I mean, we're talking about Jake. Jake's a wonderful actor. Dee's great. There's been a couple votes where she knew what was happening, and she's at Tribal and she's like, so I feel like she really, I think the Jam Jam move, that's the way to go. She did it.
I agree. I think the path to victory in this game is making big moves without the other people who are still in the game realizing that you're making big moves.
Yes.
And then at the end, you explain what you've done.
Yes.
And Dee has done that to a T.
Yes.
Perfectly. I think she has positioned herself really well.
Well, that's such a great point, Matt, because we saw at the start of this episode where, okay, we came away from last week, Emily gets the fishy, she made the big move, and then she came back and like, guys, I made such a big move tonight.
Oh my God.
And everybody's like, well, that's it, Emily's gotta go.
Yes, and it's so hard because I think when you're out there, especially if you do something really cool, you get so excited about it. You just want to be like, I just did something really cool. But then everybody's like, wait a minute. And I love Emily, and I think, she's such a wonderful player, but
She should have done the challenge.
Oh,
She should have gone for it.
hot
You think
take.
she should have done the
Looked
challenge?
impossible.
Well,
The puzzle?
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
no.
Yeah, let's talk about that also, because I think that that she had that opportunity, and then that they want you to do the challenge. She is like, hey, I think that my vote's actually really important. It's the final 7. I can't risk my vote here in this spot. I don't disagree with the move, because we saw 4 really smart people on day 1 try to do this challenge.
I'm gonna take a stand on this. I think this is a production trap. Have you guys seen, it is, have you seen the digital reconstruction of how to solve that puzzle?
It
In
looks
what
impossible.
world? Did you see that hourglass? What was there, 12 seconds in there? There's no way.
Emily, you made the right
It would take me
decision. I think.
hours.
No, so you know
Hours.
So you know that because you've seen how it works, right? But put yourself in the game. So Emily is a loner right now, even though there's some allies. Let's be honest, she wasn't in the red tribe, right? So you have to believe you're somewhat at the bottom of that whole troop, right? And you are by yourself in the journey. So when you come back, no matter what you say, they're not gonna believe you.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to come out of that with I just have my vote.
So, okay, counterintuitive thing, but Matt, let me ask you. Emily comes back oh my God, I lost my vote. And people are like, well, she's not a threat anymore. She has no vote.
I think that's a crock of shit.
Oh!
As a person who lost many votes, really what that signals to the other players is I am useless as an ally. You know, as a player in this game, you have value in alliances, and that value is your vote. And when you don't have that, people have no incentive to bring you in on things and you have no incentive to make any big move. You want to steamroll. That's the only thing you want, to hide the fact that you don't have a vote.
The only reason I say that, because it's very counterintuitive, was that she just elevated her threat super high, and going back and looking at the people that lose their votes, the person that loses their vote often is not the person who goes home at these tribal councils. I mean, I don't know if it changes anything, but maybe they're not thinking of her as she's the ultimate threat. She doesn't even have a vote. Let's get a
let's
bigger
think
threat.
fourth dimensionally, and this is crazy. Could Emily have come back and said, I did the puzzle, and guess what? You can't vote for me.
I think you're onto something there. Truly.
Could she have said
She could have said anything.
yeah.
I had
She
this
could have said anything.
But would you believe her either way?
Well, see, here's the thing. That
I would
kind of
have.
happened at our, was it Final 7 as well, with the Choose Your Champion with Cody. Because we had this whole specter of Cody also being immune after betting on me to win Last Gasp.
Yes.
Just in case you forgot. With
Small
Carla.
flex,
Shout out to
but-
Carla as well. My dream challenge. But we all were under the impression that we can't even consider Cody as an option. So they would have seen that. I don't know if they would have gone with it, especially if Emily didn't have any paperwork, idol, bead, whatever. But I think it would put that shadow of doubt in their mind. Are we wasting a move if we vote for Emily
and
here?
forces people to think about alternatives, even if, just to get the ball rolling on alternatives.
Yeah, I think it's when somebody goes on a swap tribe, like what happened with you.
Josh.
I do think that there's opportunity there for people to come back and say whatever they want.
Absolutely.
One thing. They 45 didn't see Matt leaving his bag either, because you talked about how they didn't watch some of that.
Yep.
And when that happened, it was also oh my God, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Josh.
No, you're fine.
But it just hit me oh my God, they didn't see you leaving the bag behind too.
No, you're bad.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Seriously, no.
Josh,
No, swapping tribes, absolutely. You don't know where you're at on certain aspects, because I feel like if we would have remained Soka strong on our season, we would have run the tribe. I'm just saying. Just like Reba has the votes right now. So
I know, that should have been us.
I feel like
we
if
could
it was
have done
Soka the whole way through, we would have tarnationed.
Yeah.
Ratu.
Yeah, we tried.
Okay.
False word.
Soka
but whatever.
tribe. Anything else you want to let people know tonight?
Emily, we love you.
Wherever you are.
Couture, we love you, girl.
Final 6, amazing. Okay, give it up for the Soka tribe.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for all
Rob.
being here. We'll see you all later tonight, okay? All right, well, Owen, Are we having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
Are you all
This is
having fun?
incredible.
People watching the podcast, are you having fun?
Yes, in the comments.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Okay. All right. Well, we had such a fun time last night. It was so amazing. We were all together on Bourbon Street, and it was another banger, courtesy of Bryce and Wen, who are here
Here they
tonight.
go.
Please welcome Bryce and Wendell.
Oh, they got
The
drinks
baby
too.
boys.
Uh-oh.
Yes. Hello, Wendell.
What's up, man? How we doing? Good. Robert.
Yes.
Woo, we got
Give it
a
up
lot
for Bryce and Wendell.
First of all, shout out to all of y'all. We appreciate you so much, but I have very sad news for you.
What is it?
It is no longer Bryce and Wen.
Oh no, what is it?
I'm not surprised.
After this episode, it is now. I'm sorry, is this thing on? Can y'all hear me?
Are you leaving me?
After this episode, it is now Amber and Wen. My name is Amber. Austin said when he was looking in the sky, he dreamed of Rob and Amber. Austin, if you can hear me, my name is Amber.
I didn't know where you were going with that, Bryce.
Amber.
Amber.
I thought you were going to hit him with an
Emily.
Well, we could get there, because Emily! Okay, sorry, I don't mean to commandeer all of this, but shout out to Emily. And Emily flew
So that
the original Emily is in the building. Christian Hubicki's favorite woman of the hour is in the building. And if you get the time to see her, it's the original skirt for me. But okay, I'm sorry.
She wore it.
She
The fish skirt.
wore it. She walked up to me and said, Bryce. I said, Emily. She said, I got it on. I said, I see. Okay. But I said, my name is Amber, though.
So Wen, I got a question for you.
Hold on a second. Bryce had a lot to say, but I have a little something to say as well.
Oh, Amber.
I need to take accountability right now.
Okay.
My best friend happens to be in the building, and he was mad at me tonight because I didn't sit next to him because I didn't save a seat for him.
Who?
So, somebody that looked like Bruce's twin sat in my best friend's seat. So Bryce, Isaiah, I just want to say I apologize for not saving a seat for you in front of everybody. So, my bad.
This is like tribal council.
I gotta apologize to my man. So, my bad.
Be accountable for your actions.
My bad.
In front of the whole tribe.
My bad.
Is it time to vote?
Don't vote me out. I just had to get that off my chest. But hey, I'm sorry for
Is it
interrupting.
time to vote? Hold on.
Charles, your lunch is ready.
Not Charles. Time out. Does anybody know who Miss Netta is? Robert,
Yes.
do you know who Miss Netta is?
I know now. Okay. All right. Wendell, talk about this tribal council tonight, because this was such a wild move where we had this idol got played, and Julie ends up going to vote for Emily tonight. Did you like that move from Julie?
I wanted to see her make more of a power move, but I'm glad she protected herself. And as much as we love Austin, I was ready to see something shake up. But on Survivor News, I've been saying that it looks like we've been watching a pagonging by the Reba 4, and I think that they're doing a great job of showing it looked like it's not happening. But as much as I wanted to see Julie shake things up tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
Did we want to see that?
Yeah.
But what does that mean? If Julie shakes it up, what does that mean?
Bryce,
not
Bryce,
too much.
Bryce,
See,
Bryce,
No.
what it means is Bryce has somebody that he really enjoys watching on this season.
Oh.
What it means is they might have to vote out Austin.
And that, no, the devil is a liar.
Whatever place he gets, he can still be on the calendar. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. I don't know, Owen, just like looking at it, yeah, it would have been the bigger move, seemingly, to take out Austin tonight.
Robert!
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Don't cover your ears, Bryce.
Yeah.
Cover your ears.
It would have been the bigger move, but for Julie, I think she comes back from this tribal council and she gets to play the victim.
Yeah.
She's like, you all voted for me. I thought we had a thing. Yeah. And they're like, no, we didn't mean to. It wasn't a thing. And it's still the 4 Rebas. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that now Drew and Austin, like that Austin didn't want to vote out Julie at this tribal council.
Right, he felt like he didn't have a choice.
Like, I think that Drew is really, he won immunity tonight, and that was incredible.
Great,
but I
great
think he's
performance.
I think Drew's kind of on the back foot with the Reba 4 after this vote.
Absolutely. I think the other 3 have a lot more combinations that they can go with. And I think we've seen in the new era that the bigger move is not necessarily the better move. I think there's a whole lot of like the tall poppy syndrome thinking happening in the new era. I think that's kind of the meta we've seen over the past, 4 or 5 seasons. So I think Julie really did make an astute choice. Was it like, do people enjoy a pagonging necessarily? I don't know, but I think she's able to come back with her hands a little more clean and, like you said, play the victim.
But who are y'all saying won immunity?
Drew.
Or was that Basile?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, because that was Basile that won immunity today. Okay, shout out to Basile.
I love the emotion he showed after he won that. I gotta say, that big Basile energy, it came out. He was hyped up. But Wendell, I did want to ask you, as someone who held a majority together for your whole season, went to the end with your number 1.
Was it season 36 or season 40?
Don't do that. Don't do that. No. I don't know that. I don't know what
if it was season 40,
Bryce,
then...
Bryce, are we doing that? Are we doing that?
Well, you gotta do them like that.
I was just asking.
On season 28,
okay,
my best friend made it 9 days?
Oh.
Hey, that's like that's
a long time nowadays.
Okay,
yeah.
That means the merge in this season. So I'm just saying.
You're right.
It's pretty good.
All right.
But who do you think is in the driver's seat amongst those Rebas? Who do you think has the most options going forward towards that final tribal, who can like beat their supposed number 1, win that best case scenario for them?
Austin.
I think right now it's between D and Austin. Mm-hmm. I got D edging out Austin right now, but
yeah.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know what y'all said, so I don't know. For me, it's between D and Austin, but I think that things can happen.
I think that it's D, and I'm sorry.
I'm not.
But look, when we got to see what was really fun tonight in this episode. We got to see all the Julie votes, and we got to see Coutura. She said when she voted, if this plan doesn't work tonight, it's Austin's fault for being. I forget what she said. What did she say? That he's being too emotional. And I think that when they come back and this plan didn't work, the person that's going to get blamed for it not working is going to be Austin. And if these people are on the jury, they're going to remember you had a big mouth and you told D the whole plan.
Listen,
this would have worked.
Robert, Wendell might be mad at a friend in the audience, but I'm mad at a lover tonight. I'm mad at my man Austin. Why would he tell her that? He had one job. Basile said, it's Tina, that's Mama Julie. Don't say nothing. Austin said, I got you. But then Austin was looking at the sky.
He's on the Milky Way.
He was like, oh my God. I remember watching this at home. I'm Rob, you're Amber, okay? But when he said Amber, I said it in the Jake voice though, right? I was like, Amber, right? And he was like, oh. I gotta tell you something.
But you know what? You could tell Amber a plan and she wasn't gonna go tell anybody.
Well, listen, that's the difference. Because you know my name is Amber. And Austin, I would never tell. Because, wait. Now, I know this is something that we do on Survivor News. Can somebody name this song? Because Austin, if Austin were to hear this, if my name is Amber and you were to tell me something, You're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. And everybody knows.
You finally
Cause you're my little secret, and that's how we should keep it. Okay, Robert.
Yeah.
Name the artist and the song.
Yeah, Rob.
Trick question, original song by Bryce Isaiah. Right?
Just give me a song title.
Secret.
Okay, all right. Shout out
Yeah.
to anybody know Escape, Little Secret.
Okay.
Austin, that's for you.
We've lost the plot here.
The only thing I'll
your
say
lunch
is,
is ready.
Bryce, secrets aren't held on this season. Like, it seems like there's a lot of sharing of information.
Very true.
Everybody hears something, and then they go tell other people things.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jake isn't telling anybody secrets.
That's true.
He doesn't have
he doesn't
any
know any.
secrets. He doesn't have any secrets.
Yeah.
Damn.
So do we think Coutura then tries to turn Austin or Drew against Austin, maybe scoops up a Jake, and then they've got 3-on-3 there?
Yeah, but I mean, I think Drew is probably trying to cling to that 4 for dear life at this point, or at least trying to talk to Austin about doing it. Dee's like, no, you're not flipping.
Well, I could see Coutura saying, like, Austin sold you out. Austin blew up your spot. This was your idea. You had this plan to keep it a secret, and your boy turned on you.
Yeah.
Could drive a wedge, because that's when, on my season, we started seeing the Cassidy-Carla feud start to rear its head, because Carla had been talking about voting for Cass, and we let her know, like, there could be some momentum there to turn the boys against each other, even though they shared those burgers. By the way, I'm very annoyed. I won a reward challenge at the final 6, and I got a donut, and they get cheeseburgers and Cokes and stuff, and there's a helicopter in the trailer for next week.
Yeah, Wendell, it was do-it-yourself barbecue. Should we have gotten to see the do-it-yourself
I don't
part
think
of
it was
this barbecue?
do-it-yourself.
I think we should have. I think I was getting a beverage at that time, for real, but
I felt like that was a challenge for James Jones, right?
Yes.
Like, and if knowledge was the power, James Jones could be grilling during that period of time. So I just, shout out to James Jones.
All right. Well, Bryce and Wen, anything else you want to say tonight?
no, guys. Hey, whoever came out last night, thank you so much, and also thank you guys for coming out tonight.
Well,
incredible show.
Yeah.
Welcome to New Orleans.
Let me thank you both, because last night was incredible.
God.
I had the best time last night. It was so cool. We were out hanging out on Bourbon Street, second floor, looking out over what was going on.
But Nicole,
Bourbon
if
Street.
you're listening, the no booby clause is still intact. Don't worry.
Like Nicole is listening. Okay.
I said if.
That's a huge if.
I can't say
Very hypothetical situation that my wife is 45 minutes into Survivor Live.
What's that smell in this house, Robert?
Yeah, that's my realistic possibility. All right, give it up for Bryce and Wendell.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you tonight.
Yes, see you later. And also, shout out the Purple Pants Podcast, Survivor News, and we have Jack Atkins in the building, my baby boy. Shout out
Baby
Jack
boy.
Atkins. All right, bye, Robert.
Okay.
Your lunch is ready.
Lunch is ready. Okay. All right. Well, we have a really nice treat for you here today. We have a nice little reunion to bring back together 3 of the stars. 3 Davids are here.
Let's go.
Where's Davey? He's right here.
1 Davey, 3 Davids.
Davey, Gabby, and Christian. How are you? We got Gabby
Happy
back
birthday,
on the
Christian.
live show.
Testing.
Yes! Come on, that wasn't a great ovation!
My tribe that could have been.
Yes!
Yeah.
Isn't this fun?
This is very fun, Rob.
Yes!
What a night. What a night
What
for
a night.
podcast. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. And Gabby's, I hope, doing well, I'm assuming.
Speaking for me, I'm doing terribly. Emily Flippin got voted out.
vibe tonight.
Davey, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. But nah, she hit a nail on the head. We lost Emily Flippin tonight. Financial analyst. Give it up for Emily, man.
Wow, can't believe financial analysts getting ovations from the crowd.
In this economy.
Yeah.
So, Christian, is this your best birthday yet? How are we feeling?
Well, it was great until Emily got voted out, but that's that's maybe a personal bias of mine. But I hear Emily's cousin is the audience, and just so they know, I have many financial analyst questions about them, primarily mathematically related. So I make sure that I have an opportunity to talk to them later. It'll be wonderful.
Yeah. 7th place finisher tonight.
I hear that's the best finisher, to be honest, if I'm asking.
Often a fan favorite is 7th place finisher.
No, for sure. I mean, I have so many thoughts about this episode. I just lead it off. Like maybe it's the episode as being really emotionally dense. Maybe it's this audience. I've never been to one of these events before. This is amazing.
Panderer.
Or maybe it was the gin and tonics. I'm not sure. But I cried tonight. It was incredibly emotionally dense. Like, this was an episode. I mean, I haven't felt like this about Survivor. I wouldn't say since I played, but honestly before that, I mean, I didn't cry while I voted out. I knew it was going to happen. But this is a lot, Rob.
Yeah.
Was that the...
Did you cry tonight?
I confess, I shed tears.
Wow.
And they weren't even mathematically related.
Loser alert.
Who would cry on Survivor?
Gabby, did you shed tears at all? Or
Embarrassing much.
Way to talking meme.
I cried also. Shout out to Coutura.
I was gonna say, Gabby.
Did you cry tonight?
I did cry. I mean, Gabby.
Yeah.
We're like literally right here together.
Wow.
During Coutura's segment, man, it was so impactful, so powerful.
What?
So happy
What's
that
that?
she came through all of that. Yeah, give it up for Coutura, man. For sure. I cried a little bit too during the showman segment, man. That was beautiful.
I know. I love the way they handled her story. Like, I think with a lot of seasons, they've been deploying those stories so early and just be like, here's the backstory. Care about this person. Care about this person. But they built it up and they saved it for the post-Bruce narrative of it all. And I really love the way that we are able to see her as a Goliath now after overcoming all this, rather than
Goliath.
but like,
reference.
Goliath,
She's in this?
No, but I think it would have been so easy to paint it as just like, oh, it's this sad story, poor Coutura. But now we're seeing what a badass she is and how she's crushing it. I think that's beautiful.
For sure. No, like if you've seen behind the scenes online, everyone has been like, what's her story gonna be after this? And the editor just gave it to us, okay?
Yeah.
So appreciate them for it.
Yeah, well, and that came out of a moment where Jake is on the beach and she's talking to Jake. It's like, okay, well now, like, maybe we could work together. And he's talking to her about, being a lawyer. And we have this story where she's like, she's also a lawyer. And it seemed like for a second, maybe I thought that she was gonna tell Jake, hey, just so you know, I'm also a lawyer. And I think smartly she doesn't tell that because then that gives him ammo to basically like, hey, Coutura had a secret.
Right.
She was lying to everybody. But then Julie came over again. And then it was the 3 lawyers.
Lawyers are us.
I didn't even realize
It
that
was
Julie
a fun
was a
moment
lawyer.
for us.
Yes.
And it was like, I thought that maybe Julie was going to say, hey, I'm a lawyer too. It didn't come together, but maybe they could start a law firm together.
Yeah.
Surviving Survivor.
Yeah.
Did you just come up with that?
I did.
Davey, what do you think is going to happen next?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I gotta give props to my guy Drew, who Drew's kind of my favorite right now. You're always my favorite when you can combat back and forth with Jeff Probst. And Jeff tried to trip him up at Tribal, and you know what Drew did? He gave him a short answer in the beginning, and then Jeff pronged for some more, and then he gave him a historical reference that nobody knows anything about. But it was enough to shut Jeff up.
That was great. And Christian, it reminded me of you a little bit in that, okay, Jeff was like, that he gave him an answer, Jeff's like, no. Try again. And then he said, okay, you want an answer? And now I'm going to filibuster
Right.
with an extremely long-winded answer, and then you'll still have nothing.
I don't know where you get the idea to come to me on this, to be honest, Rob.
That's your move.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's part of one of the things I know. But it gets to one of the heart of how Survivor ultimately works. It's this beautiful game at play where people are trying to vote each other out. But you're also living inside the mind of an all-knowing, all-seeing being. And that being is Jeff Probst. So in that sense, you have to know how to play that being. And so if you earn their favor, you earn their credit, you earn their ability to stay in this game. So you have to know to some degree with your living within the mind of Jeff Probst, and playing that mind is critical to winning.
Yeah, that's well said.
I try.
This is really well done. Gabby, do you see how this game is going to unfold after this? Do you have a winner pick?
Oh my God. So I think oh God. It's a lot
You
of
can pass.
pressure. I'm not gonna pass. I have a microphone in my hand. I'm gonna take full advantage of this.
She's underselling. She's underselling.
Okay, listen. So my initial winner pick was Jake. I think he's getting a really complex story, but I'm recently starting to feel he's going the way of my good buddy Owen.
Recently? It's been like this for like a month.
Oh, I know, but same with you. I'm like, I can live in a delusion for a really long time.
I'm there with
I can
ya.
live in it. Sorry, I mean, sometimes delusions can come true, but because I see it. But now, for a while, I've thought between D and Julie, I think one of them is making. And after this episode, I feel like it's more D. But I think any one of them actually has a really good shot. Especially, I love the 90-minute episodes. I feel like we know them, and I would be happy with any of them winning. Genuinely, I'm not just saying that because there's people listening in, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and do you feel like that there's a path for Jake to get to the end?
That's hard. I mean, I said this before. I've loved watching Jake so much, and he's been able to vocalize a lot of what I felt on my season, just like feeling like you're running into a brick wall, nothing's going your way, the football's getting snatched out from under you. And I have a hard time seeing it. I hope he makes it there. And I know he's gonna bring the heat to Final Tribal if he does. I really think he's gonna come out with some passion, tell him that all the goons tried to get him out and he had to scrap and claw and fight his way to the end.
he was the goon.
I don't think he's the goon. He's a beautiful tree that's been acting so well. And I hope he has the chance to get a bigger role and maybe be the director of one of these plays out there and take the steering wheel a little bit. And that's my dream for Jake. I'd be so happy with Jake winning just because that's my guy.
Yeah.
I see myself in Jake a lot.
But, you were compared to Charlie Brown. But for Jake, there's at least one point in every episode where he's really excited about something that's going on. Like even this episode, he's like, "All right, I'm a player now. Okay, I'm not a tree. I'm active. Let's go. Let's play Survivor." And then again, the rug got pulled out.
Once again, it's just never gonna go his way. It's brutal to watch, but I admire his spirit. He's really every time he's getting back up and going for it.
Yeah. All right, Gabby, is there anything else worth mentioning tonight?
Is this a social cue?
I think so.
You want me to take it?
Yeah. Is that a yes?
Go for 4 hours.
Davey, how about you? Any last thoughts?
Wait, no. Oh, I have some last thoughts.
Okay, go. That was your door.
Yeah.
There's a very special person here today that is turning, I think, 74 years old today.
Woo!
And that is Dr. Kristen Hubicki. And I just had a question for you, Christian.
What is that, Gabby?
Have you ever had a macaron?
They are, in fact, very delicate and difficult to make, as I'll tell you over the course of the next several hours. Oh, look at that.
Wait, is this like a Squid Game thing?
Who gave him the present?
You gonna put the box on his desk?
Little colorful little sandwiches.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Dr. Christian
Christian. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
So, first off, thank you. I'm surprised you remember anything from that 5.5 hour challenge, much less anything in your brain. So thank you very much, Gabby. Number one. Number two, this is a rare event for me, Rob.
Yes?
I mean, I don't get to come out to, this is the first time I've seen a live show. Even the time I
Open
ran,
it.
What's that?
Open it.
What's that?
Open the
Open
present.
it.
Oh,
Open
I took your word there was a
Open it.
macaron. Thank you.
Open
Okay,
it.
Christian's opening
Open
a
it.
gift. And, oh, it's an assortment.
Of macarons.
Surprise, it's macarons.
Yes. Very
Thank you
suspenseful.
so much,
Yes.
Gabby. Macarons, I'm not sure if anyone knows, they are colorful little sandwiches. They're, in fact, dessert treats. They're very difficult to make. In fact, my lovely partner, Emily, who I'm proud to call my wife, she is...
Ooh, the original.
She knows how to make macarons.
Wow.
And that's an incredible talent. It's very
Dedication.
difficult, so...
Yeah, this was
Let's
not
give
a
an applause
solo.
to her if we could at the moment. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Gabby.
Not a solo operation. It was from several of us, including our local host Owen, who's been so awesome to us.
Yeah. All right, hey, Davey, any last words?
No, man, I just want to say I've been loving the season, been loving the new era, loving the 90 minutes. Y'all keep it up, you might end up on Netflix. You never know. You keep that up, you might end up on the White Lotus. So keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. All right, give it up for our friends from David versus Goliath.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you tonight. Happy birthday, Christian. Nice. Okay.
Good job.
Great job. See you later. Okay. Now, all right, we brought you the Soka tribe earlier tonight, but in the spirit of equal representation, let's bring out another tribe from Survivor 44. The Ratu tribe is here.
The Tika
Yes.
3 was at Sia's house.
What's going on?
Yay.
Maddie and Lauren and Brandon. How are you? Nice to meet you. Yes. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing?
I need you to ask as many questions as possible to Lauren and Brandon because they've been drinking
What?
nonstop. And let me say something. My dad, Maddie.
Yeah, Maddie.
Shot
o'clock came way too many times.
So I'm gonna be quiet. This is the most boring tribe in Survivor history. I'm pissed the fuck off. I'm mad.
Wait, why is your dad mad at you?
Oh, he's like, Maddie, shut up. So I'm gonna shut up. They have a lot to say. I sat next to them during the episode.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet.
We have nothing to say. Okay, Brandon and I are besties, but we literally have nothing to say to you
I probably
guys.
shouldn't be up here right now. I've been drinking way too much. The shot clock came around
All right,
like
so
7 times.
let me go back to Matt.
I wish y'all could have seen more of us.
Oh, back to me.
Yeah, what's so?
Hello. What you want?
What did you want to ask them?
You go.
I
go,
can't.
Rob.
You could not beat it out of me. I'm not saying nothing.
Rob, go. We need questions because we don't know
I
the
got
answers.
a question for you, Maddie.
Yes.
As someone who shot the moon at your tribal council and took a big move, like we've seen some like smart, conservative, whatever you want to call it, like what do you think someone should do as we get into this final 6 to take their mark on this game? Try to take control and swing for the fences like you did, because like I commend you for it. Like I feel like a lot of like my game felt like conservatives get like you deserve all your props for swinging for the fences.
Maddie,
it didn't work out, but that's showbiz, baby.
Maddie,
So
Maddie,
tell them. All right.
Maddie, Maddie.
Well, Lauren,
Yes, ma'am. I love you.
First of all, who is the godfather?
Who is Maddie's the godfather, let me tell you.
Period.
She told Jeff that at the end.
She said, I'm the godfather?
Yeah, she told Jeff that she was the godfather.
He sure did.
And I was.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
And I was. And y'all better hope I never come back. The way people quake at a first boot like this bitch coming back, oh, you better worry.
Lauren, I want to ask you about, so the boat came, okay? And that the survivors had to decide somebody to go on the boat. And there's a bunch of people who are sort of like jumping at this opportunity. And first off, then they said, and now if you can't decide, here's a bag with the rocks. First off, did they Lauren proof this so that the survivors couldn't rig it?
Oh, you mean like on my season?
No, tonight.
You changed the game.
They gave them a bag of rocks with a green rock, and they said, and if you can't decide, then draw from this bag of rocks and pick the green rock
I mean,
out.
like, if you're playing the game, like, you gotta take it, right? Like, just like I did, I'm like, hey, this is my game. I wanna go, I'm gonna pull it, right? So if you're playing the game of Survivor, I feel like you should, like, own it. Like, this is your game, this is what you want, this is what you gotta do. What you think, Brandon? Brandon wanna say something.
What I'll say is,
say something.
I think the answer to this question is yes.
Y'all didn't vote me out, though.
Because
Y'all didn't vote me out, though. Y'all didn't vote me out, but I win,
do
and
not
I
let
got
it
that
get,
advantage.
do not get twisted. We knew that she set that up. We just didn't want to go. So we didn't care if she set it up. But I think, honestly, with the way that they set it up this time,
they love me.
I think it was purposely to kind of put that unknown factor in there. Like, we're not going to let them dictate who goes on the journey because she 100% did. Now, we knew it, but she 100% did.
They love me, though.
Oh, but I didn't like how they did it tonight.
I didn't either.
Because I
was
felt
annoyed.
like that this was like, obviously this was going to be like a good opportunity to go and do it. And I felt like that, and maybe that the trap was that it was like almost like an impossible puzzle that you were gonna lose your vote automatically. But I feel like, and maybe I'm watching too much Squid Game, like I felt like that they should have really said like, this is like potentially also a very bad thing to go on this thing. Like you might get something, but also something bad might, very
like the guy
bad might
with the
happen to you.
phone. Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that they should have made it where people were more scared to go. Everybody was like jumping at the chance.
They were jumping, but when Emily got the rock, she was like, oh, nothing can go my way. She was upset that she had to go. So I feel like they knew that there were huge ramifications because she told the truth. And everyone's like, no, like, I don't believe her whatsoever.
I don't know, but I felt like that, then why doesn't she say, you know what, I don't want to draw a rock.
That's
I don't
true,
want,
too.
take me out of the running. I don't want to go.
I feel like you don't want to like make yourself different in any way in that social scenario. You're like, everyone's gonna think you're a weenie or something if you don't go for it.
Speaking of weenies, Brandon has his microphone close to his mouth. Talk.
No. That was a coincidence. You put me on the spot, but it's okay. I think, like, honestly, we're in the era right now where everybody is so, like, hyper aware of what happens when you do go on a journey.
Yeah.
That, yeah, deep down you want to go, but at the same time, you know when you come back, no matter what you say, whether you got the advantage, whether you didn't get the advantage, people are still going to question the integrity of what you're saying and what really happened out there. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you went on a journey, and then you got to eat sandwiches, and we didn't get to see in the episode what happened. Did you have did people buy your story that you got to eat something?
Yeah, so they bought my story for one reason only. So there was some peanut sauce. Maybe. There was some peanut sauce on the table.
A little bit.
I knew damn well they were not going to believe nothing that I was saying. So I actually took the peanut sauce and put it on my jeans. So I was like, all right, when I get back, I can show them, look.
Peanut sauce.
Peanut sauce. It was for the...
Smell my jeans.
Yeah, they were like the Vietnamese spring rolls or whatever it might be. But I was like, in my head, if I show them I have like actual sauce on my pants, they might believe the fact that we had
40 chess. I like that, though. That's smart.
But it worked in a way, but at the same time, people are always going to question. When you're in a game like Survivor, there's so many unknowns.
Yeah.
You really don't know what's going on, so you're not going to ever fully believe what somebody says.
Lauren, do you think that it hurt Emily tonight that we heard that Dee didn't believe her story?
Yeah, I think it definitely did. Just because I feel like Emily was in such a good place. You know, like she was in a place where nobody really was targeting her, where nobody really like had an eye on her. And now since she's going on this journey, they're like, oh, Emily, you know, like now the eyes are on her. So I feel like, yes, she put herself in a bad place just going on the journey and being a target. I feel like, man, Emily was my number one. Who else? Emily was your number one, right? So Emily was my number one, and I'm like, man, now since she's putting a target on her, now she's everybody's in everybody's eye. You know, so she did put a big target on her. So I feel like it was definitely like a disadvantage for her, you know?
And Rob,
Yes, man.
if I may,
Yeah, you may.
just sitting next to Lauren for the entire episode, I just have a question. Lauren, Mama, hello? If not Emily, if you're rooting for someone, who might you be cheering for?
Who are you rooting for now that Emily's out?
Oh, you know who I really love?
Who?
Maddie did this on purpose. I really love Drew.
Oh, okay.
Drew is so smart, so inquisitive, and just like, I feel like he's been the one like behind all the moves in the game, and I'm really rooting for him at this point. Like, I mean, I told his girlfriend, like, I would date Drew.
Oh my God! What are you, crazy?
I told her, like, if you are not there, it would be me.
No.
Just kidding, just
The
kidding.
confidence.
But like,
The
I really
confidence.
love Drew. I love his game. I love how he's playing, and he's just like behind the scenes right now, just like really like making moves in the game and making big moves that you can really see and he can really speak to at the end of the game when it comes to the jury.
Sure.
You know?
Lauren,
so,
wait.
so Drew,
It's all game
where
based.
you at?
Would you date Drew or you would date Basile?
Hold on, what did you say?
Would you date Drew or you date Basile?
I would say take both. But I really like that Basile, you know?
Okay.
You know? Who else?
All right. All right. We're running
short on time.
We got to get to
Hey,
all of the
thanks for
after
the
party
Ratu
to get more
try.
drinks. Let's go.
All right.
Hey, it's shot o'clock all night, so come on.
It's been so much fun. All right, we'll see you later tonight, okay?
See you at the after
Yeah,
party.
Great to see you, man. Okay.
Right there. Beautiful.
All right.
Good job. That was hilarious.
All right. All right, we've got a very fun pairing. Maybe we'll send them on the Amazing Race after this, okay?
We hate each other.
Okay.
We hate each other.
We have the knowledge of these two guests that are coming out combined is just incredible. Can't wait to pick the brains of some Survivor greats here. Please welcome the winner of Survivor Millennials versus Gen X, Adam Klein. And then His Royal Highness, King George is here.
King George.
Your Majesty.
Well, I'm so delighted to be here, everyone. And can I just say, Rob?
Yes.
In Australia, we are kind of like, we've got a different kind of level of capacity and a much smaller population. And we had our first ever kind of like fan party, if you're going to call it that.
Yes.
It was episode 6 of Heroes v Villains, and I had to go there in stealth mode, which not everybody did. But like, I followed the rules to the T, so it wasn't George's cousin, it was me hiding in the corner like a creep. But, not all of my cast followed the rules to the T like I did. But can I just say, from like a human level, this is incredible. And congratulations to you. And thank you to every single one of you that are here. And I'm having such a good night. But thank you for having me on the panel, both of you.
Thank you for making the trip from frickin' Australia.
35 expensive
hours.
trip. And good afternoon, everyone, because my body thinks it's 2 p.m.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Adam, what'd you make of this tonight?
Well, George and I are having a lot of fun because there's hidden immunity idols everywhere here in New Orleans.
Yes, the fleur-de-lis.
They're everywhere.
Stop
and I've got
Stop
one.
it.
I've
Finally,
got one.
ripped it off
and
the
this
podium.
one, I'm certain, is real. And
This is
George
an
and I
idol.
now both have an idol around our neck.
Well, I've got 2 tattooed on me. Do you want to get that tattooed on you later,
Well,
Adam,
that's
or
what
not?
I'm saying. We both have it around our neck. It's there. It's gonna.
We're getting you a
it's gonna be
fleur-de-lis
permanent,
tattoo tonight,
so.
Adam. Stop fighting it. It's happening.
Oh, this place is just, there's so much opportunity everywhere.
Yes, idols all as far as the eye can see. Yeah. But what'd you think about the episode?
I thought this was a really, really fun episode to watch. I was thinking about Austin's big decision.
Yes.
Because I think this is a pivotal...
To play his idol or not.
Well, there were 2 big decisions then. The big decision that I was thinking about is whether or not to tell Dee. And in this episode, you see Austin even say to Drew, I actually think it would be better maybe we go Emily, then Julie. And so I think this is gonna be, how he describes this moment, if he does make it to the end, is gonna be really important. Because I think maybe a lot of people watching the show see it as some sort of weakness that he, spilled the beans, right? And I think maybe some of the other players might see it that way as well. But if he can say, look, I kind of didn't mind if Emily goes here, and this was sort of my design, I wanted this to happen in a way. He keeps both of his number ones, which is Drew and Dee, and they're all sort of connected by 2s, and they're all trying to keep both of their number ones. And I think he does that, Dee does that here, so it's a good spot for both of them for sure.
George, I'd love to ask you a little bit about Emily, because I felt like from the beginning of the season that I thought that she and you, that there was
a synergy.
Yeah, some similar ways that you viewed the game. What did you think about how Emily's story ultimately ran its course in terms of her game?
I think Emily's story was absolutely incredible. And Emily came in hot, and obviously I came in like a burning ball of fire myself.
No.
But what I loved about Emily is that she did it from kind of like a real kind of like human perspective. And part of the beauty of Survivor, and I say this all the time, but it's true, but like not as a past player, but like as the fans in the audience and everybody listening as well, it is the truest, most kind of like pure reflection of society, and then you involve politics, something that I'm familiar with myself, and it makes glorious TV. And I think what we got tonight was like 10 out of 10 Survivor, and it was truly incredible for multiple reasons. So it wasn't just like the death of the queen, if that's how we're going to frame it from Emily's perspective, but we got that Emily. We got the Dee and the Austin situation, which was fun. It was exciting and glorious, and we were all kind of like watching it. And then we got like the most purest form of Coutura, who has been someone that is kind of like this kind of like secret agent in the game. And then when I did the Survivor Global podcast 2 weeks ago with Shannon, like the game bot in George was like, they must vote off Coutura because that is the weapon that could explode and win the game. But then there was also Emily. And I tell myself this, what I wish Emily had done tonight was control her own destiny. And sometimes Survivor, and then this isn't just, maybe it's just my like perspective on the game as a human and as a past player, but it's a game of control. And you control who you vote for, why, who you walk up to, the conversations that you do, the conversations that you observe, and then how you put the piece of the puzzle together. And I just wish when we had that sliding door moment when like Emily, Jake, Coutura, and
Bruce.
Not Bruce.
Oh, I think you meant from last week.
No, like it was tonight when they could have voted as a block to do something else.
Yeah.
And I think that is the moment of regret that Emily will have on the personal level, where she was playing such an incredible game, but let somebody else's plan happen. And that is what Survivor can come down to sometimes. Are you the one that is going to control your glory or death moment? Or are you going to be like, I'm going to let the situation happen? I never let the situation happen, but sometimes that's not what kind of like ordinary people would do. And I think that was like Emily's demise tonight from my perspective.
That's what I admired about your game so much, is that you were always willing to go for it and fall on your sword if it didn't work out. And I saw the parallels too with Emily, just the way you were able to present things that some people might perceive as blunt, but they were so like true and endearing, and yet people trusted you even though you delivered it in this way that maybe was not what they wanted to hear, but they got the sense of the message. And my commendations to Emily's game, and that it reminded me of yours a lot. So it's crazy to sit up here next to you from across the
Emily
world.
was an incredible like Survivor player, like a person, and made great TV. And when you get that kind of like triple threat, that's what you want to see when you're watching Survivor, and that's why everybody's clapping. We loved Emily, and she had a fantastic game.
Yeah. Well said. All right, Adam, who's gonna win?
Coming into this episode, I've been saying Drew for a while. I think that Drew, at the very beginning, we were seeing him say, like, you know, I'm a smart guy out here, I'm gonna run it, and people were like, oh, maybe this guy's a little bit arrogant or overconfident, but then you start to see that he's actually pulling off some moves. So I was like, maybe this is the story where he's actually as smart as he thinks. But after this episode, this was a big episode for D, I think. And this was a huge power move by her to take control of the game, and so I think she's got an argument as well.
Yeah, I really like this episode for D also because I feel like, especially in the new era, I think that make any move, people are like, oh, gotta go now. And this was, she was able to make a move and also like stay hidden, and people don't feel like that she made a move tonight, but it was a move that really did help her to get Emily out of the game. All right, we have to keep things tight tonight. We can go on for hours and hours with both of you, but sorry that we have to say goodbye for now.
All good. All
right, Adam, good luck with all the idols out there. George, thank you again
everyone,
for coming
and
out
thank you so
here
much
for
for
this.
having me, each and every one of you.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right, we'll see you later after the show. All right, King George, everybody. All right, and then we've got one other pair to bring you here tonight. Owen,
I'm excited.
This one is for you.
The Chorus Whores are very excited tonight.
Let's welcome here, of course, just out of the Big Brother house, it's AmeriCorey. Wow, America.
Hey.
Corey Wernberger.
Hey, buddy.
I mean, you're not gonna sit together?
Never.
Wow. All right, give it up for Corey and America. Okay. Wow, America, what's your Survivor experience like here tonight?
It's been amazing. It's so much fun. So I'm fairly new to Survivor. The first season that I watched was Zachary Wartenberger's season.
Yes.
So the only showmance that I know is Zach and Marianne.
Yes.
The only Survivor showmance that I know. So, watching this episode, I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad that we're here for the showmance episode. It makes so much sense.
Yes.
But it's been great. Everyone's been so amazing and so nice, and it's super cool.
Yeah, and Corey, I mean, I've now been on the stage with every Wurtenberger now in the last couple of weeks. What's it like for you to be here for a Survivor event?
Well, again, it's crazy because I've, unlike Mary, been a Survivor fan forever, basically. And being on the Showmance episode, I just want to put this out there. Sometimes you're in these games and you have every logical and rational instinct in your head telling you to not share information with someone else. And I just want to say to Austin, I get it, man. I get it. That's it.
Okay, all right. So we have the showmance experts here. Okay. All right, so what do we think about Dee and Austin?
Okay. Dee and Austin have known each other at this point in the show for 20 days. At day 20, America did not know my name.
Corey wasn't making eye contact with me until day 30.
These things take time.
Yeah.
But, I get it. They're on a beach. There's the water. It's hot. It's humid. There's moisture.
You just want immunity.
It makes sense. I love it. I'm into it.
Yeah, you know what? For me, like day 20, no one in the Big Brother house, like outside of like the real showmans, Matt and Riley, like. honestly, their connection was so strong. In 16 days, they were bonded. But I think it's
like 6 months in there.
It's like 6 months, right? Which in the Big Brother house is like 15 years apparently. I'm with it, you know. Like I didn't think I would be a showman's person going on to reality TV, but I guess it happens. And to Austin and Dee, may your love be everlasting. I wish y'all nothing but the best. It's amazing.
I saw this episode and I was like, damn, I didn't check last night to see if there was a ring on her.
Oh. Okay, would you double date Austin and Dee?
Of course.
Oh yeah, come on,
We'd
sign me up.
switch.
We'd switch. I call Austin.
I'm joking. JK.
It's good.
He gets Austin, right?
Wow. That's what you get for shaving the mustache off.
Exactly. You're next.
Good night, everybody. Oh my God. Owen, get us back.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, is it time to party? I think Chappelle's ready for shot o'clock again. I think we had. I mean, this was a phenomenal panel.
All right. Well, hold on, Corey. Any other thoughts about this season?
No.
Okay. America, are you a Survivor fan now?
I am. I'll be watching every season from now
Yeah.
on. Me and Corey are going to watch all 44 seasons before this in order.
In order? Oh my God.
Yeah,
and I just wanna say-
we're gonna skip season 12, 16, 20, and 34.
Yep. Why not?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you happen to see any of the promos for reindeer games tonight?
I just tweeted about it.
Yes.
Cam hated Barbie. That's all you need to know.
All right. Owen, anything else you want to say about this amazing night?
I just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. All my friends know I've been really stressed about all this, and I didn't realize how many people this would be their first time in New Orleans. So I'm just eternally grateful for you for coming, for everybody for coming out, and I'm excited to head to the after party and continue hanging out with everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Corey and America, any good stories from New Orleans so far?
None that we can share.
All right, yeah. All right, well, we could not have done this without this man. So please, one more time. Owen and Sammy. And Sammy. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
having
Rob.
us. This has been an incredible couple days, and it's going to be an incredible night after the show, too, as well. So thank you so much. Of course, thank you, Sam Moore, also, for all your work getting us here.
Let's go, Sam.
Still a ton of podcasts. I have exit interviews, Stephen Fishback on Friday, Hannah Shapiro on a feedback show on Monday. So we still have a lot more to say about this. Then thanks everybody that came out here, everybody who traveled. We appreciate you. We could not do this without your amazing support. Can't wait to see you all later tonight. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.